Carlton comes from the front. There were 3 against Betts with McCoskey, and then Fisher just shoved out of it by Hearn. And Favolo put the elbow up, but no real malice. Was only half-hearted, I think. Cox to Embley, who brushes off Cruiser, and then the little kick down the line. Terrific by Stevens. Well done by Cruiser. Back inboard. Gibbs to Murphy to fall forward. Favola and Glass. Terrific contest. Kerr getting back. Fev gives a free kick away. No. But West Coast to get it. Rosa under the pump. And I think you'll find the boundary line he does.
Interesting on the outer side wing there. Those 3 number 1s we saw at half-time went 1 to 1 to 1.
Well, I reckon he's lucky that didn't make contact.
Bad timing, sometimes a fortune.
Cruiser stumbles forward. Kerr almost tackled before he got it. Stenglein been ineffective tonight. Judd takes him down. No prior opportunity.
Are you serious? He had plenty of prior opportunity.
I was just saying what the umpire was saying.
Okay.
How would you know? Kerr. We're pundit.
Daniel Kerr.
And Kerr picks himself up very gingerly.
Out, David, take him
Joseph
out,
working him over.
Cheers, mate.
Kerr in the back pocket.
He's got the 8 tackles, Joseph.
Most of them on Kerr. And they're punishing driving tackles as well. Cox, short, Embley. Embley along the boundary, coming on the lead, Kennedy. Slow, laborious build-up, drops it over the top. Now a chance. And this guy doesn't mind running at them. Brown.
Kicks inside the 50. Lynch. Lacraza will give it. Just too hot for Hunter. And the Blues get it out to Judd. And Judd away with a bounce. Streaming through the corridor now. Loads up. Gives Fever half a chance. He ran it well for Vola. Slipped Glass. He's kicked 2. It sits up. Oh, he didn't have to hurry it. It's a goal. Never does things easily, does he? He's got 3.
Sometimes there's something for just doing the simple and running in and kicking a flat drop punt from 15 metres out, but just the ability of Judd to just carry the ball through the back of the centre square. And then once Glass ran under the ball, he certainly was able to turn him for Bowler. But it was interesting in the end. I mean, he hasn't got the eyes in the back of it. He doesn't know who's behind him. But
one-handed pickup
the
as
ball
well.
across the body.
10-10, 3-5.
There was even a bit of flair in the easiest of goals.
Well, I think he and Robbo and a couple of others in the competition went to the same school. I think it was the school Ronnie Burns opened after he retired. Taken by Stenglein. Scrambles it down towards half forward. Selwood, Rosa, that's better. Good looking kick too. Good fist came from Austin. Ball spills in front. Diving over at Jamison. Going after it. Lacroix reels it in. Needs to be careful now. Came back to him almost involuntarily. Then he almost got dacked. The man's got a right to be upset.
Well, the numbers around that contest, there's only 5 pairs that aren't there.
Lacrosse kick. You weren't watching the footy. Got him high. You weren't watching the footy either. No, Adam, go away. Got to keep your eye on the footy as well.
It's a lot of bodies to look around, isn't it, by the umpire to see what's going on in there. There's blocking going on. Scragging. Saw that one.
Friendly, that was friendly scragging.
West Coast has only kicked 3 goals, and 2 of them have come from free kicks tonight. And you think Lacroix might make it 3 out of 4. We talked about his set shots. He was actually struggling on the snaps before tonight. He snapped his goal in the first half. Was at this end of the ground. So 14 goals, 3 from set shots this year, straight through. West Coast get their 4th. He gets his 2nd, Lacroix.
You have those defensive stoppages and there's so many bodies around, it's going to be very hard to make anything about it offensively, but of course the free kicks off the ball there, they just all got tangled.
It's like a conga line. Mike Lacroix, 22 goals for the season. He got 6 in round 1 against the Lions, 23 last season after 36 in 2007. Etihad Stadium on a Friday night, cold outside, nice in here. One down by Cruiser. Judd likes it in there as well. Murphy back to Cruiser. Kicks inside the forward 50. Hearn got a fist on it. Brown cleverly. Judd goes wide. Betts set a task there. Needs it on the ground. That should be good enough. Coming after the footy, Nikoski. Tackled by Murphy. This is McKenzie. Goes back to Hearn. Hearn drives to the outer side. Now a chance for the Eagles. Rose is away. Has one bounce. Runs up to the wing. Chips it. Cox has taken it. Good block there from Selwood, the little Selwood. That's Scott Selwood, and the mark is taken by Lacroix. And don't count him out from here. He's a sharpshooter.
He's a dangerous player, isn't he? He probably gifted that goal from the stoppage in a free kick, but his movement's very good. He's very fit. He could probably have a midfield role if the West Coast could afford him out of this area, but he's been so dominant. He's kicked 22 goals to this point, 20 coming in, and he's looking the most dangerous Eagle forward of the ball again tonight.
Normally has exquisite skills. In he comes. And that's beautiful. That is from the top shelf.
He's not completely. I mean, he hasn't got the same physique as Paul Cleese. He's about the same height, though.
It's a bit of a Paul Medhurst before Medhurst went into the middle of the ground. Very good. There's a very good subtle block in this part of the ground, just by the two players working together. They might have just. But Lynch went one direction, Lacroix went the other. At least when you got Lynch and Lacroix on the full forward line, there's two potentially dangerous targets.
First time they found targets for a while too. 3 in a row.
Well, tonight is part of Matthew Cruz's education. He's up against the best big man in the competition, Cox. He's probably been shaded in the taps, but generally around the ground. Cruz had 9 possessions, Cox has had 11, and he's been working as hard as he possibly can to keep with him around the ground. So it's a really good, important part of his education.
Thanks, guys. Straight up.
First time the Eagles have had consecutive goals tonight. That scoreline at half-time was similar to what happened in Perth last year when Judd went home, and West Coast had a good third quarter there. They kicked 6 goals to 2 to give themselves a sniff, and then Carlton ran away from them.
He's been All-Australian ruckman halfback for 4 years now, Dean Cox, but I'm just not quite sure he's having that profound an influence on the game for the majority of this year.
Hampson won that tap. It's interestingly because the figures look good, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, the numbers are good for him this year, but maybe not quite the same impact. Brown squeezes the kick out wide. Garlett, and with him, Embley.
Holding.
So Jeffrey Garlett's free kick. It's Buddy Franklin's first cousin, Garlett.
There's not much of him, but he's a very smart ball user. He doesn't mind putting his body on the line either, given that there's not much of it.
Judd's been fantastic in the early stages of the second half.
Thornton having a very good night as well, goes short to Brown. 35 points the difference. It was 41 at half-time. Brown deep to the pocket. Big pack at the drop. Cox got a fist on it. Down goes Swift. Could have been pushed in the back. No free kick. We'll have a ball up in the pocket.
I think that point with Dean Cox, we generally think of him as the ruckman, but then he's a link player for the Eagles through the middle of the ground. You just don't see him being able to be part of that midfield link, which we've come to expect from him.
A lot of checking around the ball. Embley just got out of it. Kerr in desperate trouble. Held to him.
There's not a lot of flowing play from their midfield anyway.
That's true. And I think the opposition ruckmen are they're sort of double teaming Cox, trying to make sure that they really defend him really well with the Eagles have the ball.
Cox got his hands on it. Gibbs overran it. McNamara's handball. Selwood slow, but he did get the kick away. As his brother slipped the tackle really well and then gets it back to Troy. Kick into the centre was poor. Hunter terrific to Marston. They need a good kick. Lacroix and Bauer. Bauer in a good spot there. Hampson. He's a likely type, I reckon.